All right, y'all, what's up? This is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 9, Episode 6 and 7. Because I was not going to do a review at first, but I guess I'll go ahead and do a review on it. So let me get you caught up on what y'all should already know. Episode 6, I don't know if I'm going to like run these into like the characters or if I'm going to try to go in order. I don't know. But basically, the show is starting off with Phaedra coming in to her office and these fake ass paparazzi are around. She got these vloggers. They're not even like really news media at all. They're vloggers. Some of her interviewing her about the supposed bomb scare, and the one dude, Freddie O, like his acting was so bad. He couldn't pretend to be interviewing for real. He was just. So really, that's what really happened. I was like, really. That's how he looked through the whole interview. That was such bullshit. She basically saying now, I mean, they didn't even have real cameras. Like, I pretty much could have came out there with my goddamn cell phone and just did the whole interview. Looking for my cell phone right now. It could have did the whole interview because he was just like, so that's what happened? Like, how did you really feel about it? Really? Yeah, come on. Phaedra, that was so fake. That was so fake. At the same time, you got Mama Joyce, old creep ass, coming in an incognito dress. Like she done stole something from the grocery store, stole something from the collection plate at church, and she tried to cover her shame up with her scarf and glasses on. Up there meeting with Randy, basically inquiring about Phaedra's marriage and why she not divorced. It ain't none of your fucking business why she not divorced. And she's saying, well, basically, somebody that's going after my daughter, I'm going to go after her. How's Phaedra going after your daughter? They don't like each other. They don't like each other. I mean, but Kandi saying much snide shit about Phaedra as Phaedra said about her. So really, Joyce, shut the fuck up. Like earlier in the first episode, I remember her saying that she, or first or second episode, she was talking about how she don't need to drink because she reads people all the time. And Kandi was like, did you read people all the time? You don't need to drink. She ain't fucking read nobody with her nosy gossiping ass. She's just a nosy gossiping old ass lady that gets on my damn nerves. I can't stand the whole Kandi franchise. I'll say then it goes into Cynthia. She meeting up with Kenya, and Kenya is basically telling her what's going on with Matt. They're eating it old 3-week-old birthday cake. I don't know how long it's been for real, but Cynthia was on her way out of town doing the birthday thing, and she on the phone with there now. She got this birthday cake in the refrigerator that she had made for Matt. They tossing up, eating it up, and she basically telling her how aggressive he's been ever since he saw the picture of her and Jay-Z posted up on the gram, I believe it was. And he's just flipping out, acting like a little kid. And Cynthia's like, why are you dealing with this young fool? Like, why? It makes no fucking sense at all. And Kenya is going through, well, he's a good man. She has got that battered woman syndrome down to a T. Whether he's physically laying hands on her or not, he's emotionally abusive, and she may be emotionally abusive as well. But in this particular case, she's defending his actions, and it's just so disturbing. Based off of the show, Kenya has not been one of my favorite people, but to see somebody to be that naive towards abuse, an abusive relationship, and to be making an excuse for it really disturbs and bothers me. And Cynthia is pretty much telling her, you don't need this in your life. We just happen to get with some men that was intimidated by our success, and he's not mature enough to handle it. You need to move on. It's pretty much what she's saying. And she's kind of implying that Peter was the same way. Not true. Cynthia has had a lot much more success than Peter, but Peter has ran a few businesses here and now. Matt, like I said, is a gym teacher at the gym. So I say gym teacher, a gym instructor at the gym. So their level of financial sense and business know-how, or how should I say, notoriety, is a lot different between Peter and Matt. And then like Matt's maturity level is so low on the totem pole. Then it goes on to Kandi and Todd at the restaurant. They still don't have things the way that Kandi wants them to be done. Basically, Todd has taken over construction. And again, are there no construction workers, construction companies in Atlanta that don't do shady work. What the fuck is going on? And now Todd's non-construction ass got to do the damn work. And Kandi back with that I Dream a Genie ass ponytail. In the meantime, basically what she's saying is she wants to set something up and have like a tasting before the restaurant is really done. I'm not certain why these women keep trying to have tastings and housewarmings and all these shenanigans before something is finished. But I guess she wants to show out for her friends because that's all that she invited to the tasting was Porsha and Kenya and Phaedra, Sheree. They're not even her friends. Like her aunties and stuff with her, and they didn't even fucking eat. They just sat in the background, just the old mean pinched ass faces. Joyce sat at the table ate, so how come the rest of the sisters didn't eat? What the fuck was that about? Oh, Joyce had to be part of the program. My bad. Anywho, so they basically getting that around, and I'm trying to like fast forward it right now. So if I keep looking down, my bad, because I'm still trying to catch myself up to about where I was at. And Kenya then Portia's basically trying to buy a house, and she's looking at a super big house because she wants to have a family. My girl Porsha. She said that she really doesn't move for 45 days, so that she got about 3 weeks. That's about 3 weeks. I don't know where my girl's mathematics fell off at in school. 3 weeks, 45 days are not the same, Porsha doll. Not the same. So her mama like, damn, well, okay, who? You ain't even got no man. How you gonna have a baby? Because that's what she basically had a house for, to have a baby. And she's like, well, you know, Todd. And but I was messing around with somebody else when I was messing around with Todd. See, I really don't know him, but you know Todd. That's, whatever. Like I said, she's messing around with Todd with Cornell. That's what I thought. Because I could have sworn she said she married Cornell when she was like 25, 26. And then she said that she was with Todd around 24 to 26. Yeah, you was cheating on Cornell with Todd or cheating on Todd with Cornell, vice versa. And being that Todd, because she revealed, has the same last name as Cornell. And he made the little remark to her that she married the wrong steward. Yeah, exactly. So basically at the dinner, the tasting, Mama Joyce wants to sit up and bring up to Phaedra, throw it in her face that she knows that she could have been divorced by now. But Kandi kind of stops that. She puts some brakes on that. And she comes back to the table. But they sitting down and asking everybody how everything's going. And Mama Joyce was like, I heard that the dude drama wanted to blow you the fuck up, you know. And she said it was so much sarcasm and snideness in her tone. Phaedra handled it with class. Like, well, you know, I dealt with it with Homeland Security. It's done. They said it wasn't what they reported it, so I'm done with it. And Kandi, in her confession, was like, here she go with her Black Lives Matter thing, and she was walking around with a bodyguard just the other day. Okay, maybe she was walking around with a bodyguard just the other day. But after she talked with Homeland Security said everything was cool, nothing to be worried about. So I can't with that either. It's just... So in the meantime, basically, Kenya and Matt, she wanted him to come over to talk to him. She wanted him to come over to talk to her, and he showed up at the house 2 o'clock in the morning, drunk, and wilding out. He kicked her damn windows out on her garage door. Done. Dead deal. There's nothing else to talk about with Matt. Like, for real. You destroying my fucking property now because you have the little hissy fit. And I'm quite sure, we already know. I was supposed to say I'm quite sure this is not the first time, but we already know this is not the first time because he supposedly damaged her hotel room when they were in another damn country. Remember that? Just a few weeks ago, they talked about that, and now they're acting like it's brand new. Be done with this fool. So she basically is talking to him on the phone, and she convinces him to come over there and talk to her once again. After she has this conversation with Cynthia. Cynthia like, bitch, why? The dick can't be that good. It can't be that good. Let this motherfucker go. The next thing you know, he's going to be putting his hands on you. And she's like, no, I just believe it. He's a good person. Battered woman syndrome. He's a good person. And he would never do such a thing with me. I'm not afraid of him. But you afraid of Porsha. Get the fuck out of here. So anyway, she talks to the producers of the show, and she's sympathizing with them, like, yo, he's really a good guy, and, you know, I just don't want anything bad to happen, and I think we could work this out. It was almost as if the producers had said, get him here. Yeah, we finna put this on camera. We're gonna really show his ass, show who he really is. And she's trying to reason with them about why Matt's such a good guy, because it seems so odd for her to get off the phone and then go straight to the producers to talk about how good of a guy he is. So he shows up with the thought that they were going to be gone, right? Because that's what she told him. Well, they weren't gone. They were still there. Cameras were still rolling. And of course, Kenya's going to get this screen time. And he's like, see, bitch, you going to set me up. You said they was going to be gone. She said, no, I said that they were on their way out. They were ready to leave. Well, it's 30 fucking minutes later. They ain't gone yet. So, yes, it was a setup. They were trying to get him on camera. They were trying to get him to show his ass on camera. But being that he's an ass anyway, there's no way for him not to show his ass on camera. So he's coming up there, and they're having an argument. He's talking about how manipulative she is and how she pushes his buttons. Manipulative she may be. Push his buttons she may do. You reacting the way that you do in a violent manner, still no motherfucking excuse. Point blank period. So yeah, she seemed like one of them motherfuckers that'd be pushing him in the head, and the way she was talking to him. And he finally decided, like, look, fuck you, I'm finna leave. And he burnt ass up out of the damn spot. And let's see what else is going on in here. Okay. So while they're back at the dinner, because I'm flip flopping as y'all can see, back at the dinner, Sheree shady ass decides to bring up Block. And what's going on with Block and Kandi? And Kandi like, what the fuck? Why? Because from what it seems like, Sheree is the only person that she talked to about that. She went to in confidence. You know, she shedded her tears and everything. And Sheree just brings this up in front of everybody. Like, okay, what's going on with Block? She said, okay, well, you know, he's trying to do the co-parent thing. And Porsha like, co-parent? What's Ronnie fucking grown now? Now you want a co-parent? I already had my opinions about that, so I'm not going to say it no more. So, yeah, he wants to co-parent now. She's like, yeah. So, that's that. And so, Sheree turns to Porsha and like, so, when you was fucking him, what he say to y'all in y'all pillow talk? You know, like, she really wanted to bust Porsha out, and Porsha had to do her countdown, baby. She's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She did that rather quickly, because you're supposed to count slowly to get your patience, but she was like, I'm not finna pop off. I'm just gonna do my counting. And I'll be like, you know what? Me and Kandi already talked about this. And Sheree already know that her and Kandi already talked about it, because Kandi already told her. So Sheree was just trying to be messy, try to put it out there on the table for everybody, so everybody can know her business. Because everybody was like, what you mean? Porsha and Block, they was together? And Porsha like, we didn't even sleep together. We were just kicking it. I don't believe that it, girl, but you know, I'm gonna let you have that one. So, Cynthia went back to her lawyer to talk to her lawyer about the divorce. Peter apparently has been like media bashing her, and she thought this divorce was going to go smooth. And he's like, look, we can have this done in about 45 days. And she's like, yeah, he's on this little media tour. No bad mouthing to say he was shocked about the divorce. He was blindsided. And I remember when Peter went on the Wendy Williams, he acted like he was so hurt. And he was, he's acting very differently than this show. And I didn't realize that that was in the middle of the taping of this show, that he went on to Wendy Williams. And I had that discussion about Cynthia and how he was blindsided. And y'all just going to get to hear the men's story and all that in the third. But, yeah, so let me see. I think that was the end of that. So then we go on to today's episode. I got 10 minutes, and I'm trying to do this real quick so y'all can get both of these Real Housewives episodes wrapped up. So it starts off with Porsha babysitting. And she's basically saying she wanted to use this time to see how well she is with kids. So she's babysitting for Phaedra. Phaedra's going out, handling some business. And baby, these kids is giving Porsha the run of her life. I mean, the president and this is the prince and the president. Man, they gave Porsha the blues. The kids were negotiating their playtime, negotiating their toys. And I could have sworn Phaedra told her they could open up one toy. They was opening up toys from like every 30 minutes as part of their negotiations. And Porsha said, you know what? I realized that I got a lot of work to do, but she offered to watch the kids for her at least once a week and allow her to go out here and do her thing, especially when she get back into the dating scene. And yeah, so they move on to Sheree and Kairo. They basically are trying to get him into modeling. He didn't want to model before, but now he's going to get into modeling. And they got him all greased up, oiled up at this photo shoot. And Sheree is basically a momager. Bob walks in. Bob is still funny as hell to me. Bob walks in, take his jacket off, and was like, what the fuck? Y'all got my son all naked up in here like this. He covered him back up and everything. And he's cracking jokes in the middle of the shoot, pretty much. And he's like, hey, baby, you remember when I used to look like that? And Sheree was like, no, you ain't never look like that. So that dispelled the myth that I said maybe Bob looked like Kairo back in the day. And Sheree like, no, you ain't never looked like that. So now I'm back to what the fuck did Sheree see in Bob? I don't even know. And he was sweating again like a motherfucking banshee. What the hell is wrong? I probably know. It's his weight. I told you in one of my weight loss videos I had gained excess sweat now that I'm gaining weight. And Bob has really gained a lot of weight, and but he be pouring sweat, just be ripping. Like he sat in the goddamn sauna, he be so sweaty. And so it wasn't his house. Goodness gracious. And so Kenya's now was talking to her daddy about the whole Matt situation, and he like, hey, give me a ticket there now. I need to come talk to this young man. He really don't like what he was hearing as far as the relationship goes, and he can't understand why his daughter's still with him as well. Then you have Cynthia and Noel. They out for a little walk. Cynthia get the phone call that she got the house. Yippee-yay, that $940,000 house that she only wanted to pay $600,000 for. She got that house. Then you go with Kandi and her whack ass crew of friends, and they're sitting there about to have a meeting. Phaedra's receptionist calls and sets up a lunch date with her, with Phaedra, because Phaedra wanted to talk to her. Phaedra basically wanted to tell her how she felt her mama was being disrespectful and rude and inconsiderate, and she wanted to let her know. So that's what the lunch was about, but she didn't tell her on this phone call. So all of Kandi is a old bum ass crew sitting there speculating on what this fucking phone call or this lunch is supposed to be about, and they just throwing shade and jabs left and right, left and right, left and right. Kandi, I can't stand her. Ew. What I did find appreciative in the beginning was that Todd was kind of staying out of it. I mean, he wasn't even cracking a smile when they were doing all this joning and cracking jokes. I mean, they were making jokes about the bomb scare and whether or not she thought her life was in jeopardy, and that he probably was her boyfriend. He's probably with Chocolate, and they implying that Phaedra was still sleeping around with Chocolate a few years ago, and that was probably him. And then Kandi was like, nah, I know how Chocolate looked. That wasn't Chocolate. So she's basically just busting out Phaedra's relationship with the Chocolate dude. But what does it fucking matter? Apparently, Apollo has been messing around with this one chick for umpteen years, right? The one he's about to get married to. So both of them was creeping. So that's neither here nor there. And then, yeah, but they were so excited about this potential bomb scare that Phaedra had, whether they believed Phaedra's new story that the guy was just dropping off CDs or not. If you really believe that there was a bomb scare, the fact that you're sitting there laughing at that is some fucking bullshit. That's just how I feel about it. So then they go over to Porsha's having dinner, and she invited Todd so he can meet mama and sister and her brother Jose, who's really not on the show. It's my first time I think I saw Jose. Jose fine. Jose is fine. But anyway, they have this dinner with Todd, and you can clearly see he is so smitten by Porsha. I think like the feelings is really genuine there. And the dinner pretty much went over pretty good. They just want to know his intention for Porsha and whether or not he was willing to have more kids, because he already got 2 older teenagers. And he's like, you know, if the circumstances present itself and everything feels right, then I'm fine with that. So I think that they gonna really get together. They make a really cute couple. I mean, he just seems so into her. Then they roll up on Kenya's house. And Kenya, her dad, she picked him up from the airport. And why is this window still not fixed? Why has she still got those window panes busted out? It's been at least a week now. Did you burn all your money out building more manor that you can't afford to get the damn glass fixed? Why is the windows not fixed? So Daddy wrote like, what the fuck? I know he didn't do this. Yes, we need to speak to this dude. Let's get this cat together and let's go talk to him. And so she's sitting there again defending his ass about, but he's really a good dude, Dad. I really think we belong together. I really love him. And he like, you done lost your damn mind. And here we go. Like, that is classic battered woman syndrome. I'm like, not making that up. That's a real thing that people in abusive relationships, whether it's physical or emotional, they always defending the guy, and they sound and say statements just like Kenya is doing in regards to him. I feel bad for the girl. Then Sheree and Kairo meet up with Cynthia. Sheree says she's going to pull that friend card. She wants Cynthia to get Kairo into modeling, and Cynthia's checking them out like, all right, then, howdy. Sheree like, look, keep your eyes off my man. We hear about business. Keep your eyes off my son. We hear about business. But Sheree is Cynthia looked at him like, I will sop him up like a biscuit with some biscuits and gravy, baby. I will sop him up. And but she straight up said, yeah, I want you to get him in the New York Fashion Week. And Cynthia like, girl, pump your brakes. Come on, pump your brakes. Let's take it from a professional here. He ain't ready for that. He ain't even catwalk. You done did 2 photo shoots, and now you think he ready to walk down Fashion Week? And Sheree feeling some kind of way like, look, I told my son to reach for the stars. So yeah, damn it, that's what I want. Fashion Week. Let's do it. I'm pulling my friend card. That ain't gonna happen. I can't see that happening. So Kenya and her dad, they supposed to be meeting with Matt. They go to this little place, and Matt didn't show up. It's like 30 minutes later, and he's like, call him, find out where the hell he at. She pulls her phone out. She got 17 missed text messages. Now, come on now. Y'all know damn well, in the course of taping this show, they keep their cell phones on. Ain't no way she missed 17 text messages from Matt. Ain't no fucking way. But that's neither here or there. Daddy basically talked to him on the phone. Was like, look here, you supposed to be down here meeting me. You ain't showing up. What the fuck is up with you? So he was like, well, I don't feel like this is an appropriate thing to do. I don't think that's a good place. It's a good time right now for us to have this conversation. He said, dude, we shouldn't be having this conversation on the phone. Okay, he said, well, get her. And hang up the phone, and Matt walked in the door. What the fuck? I thought he wasn't coming. He got that motherfucker fast. It wasn't no editing loop. It wasn't no pause. They hung up the phone. Matt ass walked in the door. And they basically had a discussion, and they was going back and forth about all their faults. And he did make one statement that I agree with. How can you work with somebody and their flaws if they can't admit to ever having any? But y'all both have me. Y'all motherfuckers don't need to be together. It's a very abusive relationship. Y'all shouldn't be together. And like during the whole conversation, her dad kept asking her. During the conversation, her dad kept asking her, what does she think? Like he asked her a question, and Matt would say something, and he said, well, what do you think about that? And her response is always, well, we this and we that. I cannot stand for people to do that. Quit thinking for me. He didn't ask what we thought. He asked what you thought. But you keep making, you are very controlling. You're very manipulative. And everything, well, I think we should do this, and we feel this, and we feel that. No, evidently we don't feel that way, because Matt is like, I shouldn't even fucking be here. If we can't reach a common medium, why the fuck am I here? Why do you keep calling me to come back? Although he keeps saying, forgive me, baby. Abusive man syndrome. You make me do this. You push my buttons. If you just forgive me one more time. Girl, walk the fuck away. That's what I mean, from what I'm hearing in the media, whatever, she's still with this motherfucker. I hope that's wrong. Okay, so next they go to Phaedra and Kandi's meeting about Joyce, and that got all turned around. She was like, I know she didn't bring me here to check me about my mama. And it's basically a bunch of back and forth, and Kandi, like, everything that you said, you done dragged me, and you done lied to me, and you done talked behind my back. And Phaedra said, you done do the same thing to me. We both have said some hurtful things. And everything that Kandi said that Phaedra did. Phaedra says, yes, we both have done this. We both felt that what we were saying was accurate and true, so we both said it. We both were throwing jabs, and Kandi was like, no, that's just you. What I'm saying is the truth. What I'm this, that, and other. It's like I said, motherfuckers who won't take the blame for their own shit that they have done in the relationship as well. And Kandi makes me sick. Fuck her. I can't stand Kandi. She's awfully hostile towards Phaedra, and I don't understand why. Her whole thing was the comment that, I mean, they probably did a lot of editing, but the whole comment about Todd mooching off of Kandi's money. Okay, so that's the one point that she brought up. And so Phaedra's like, okay, well, we said a lot of things, and this is what you said too. She said, well, everything I said is true. Really? No, bitch, it's your opinion. Everything you said has been your opinion as well. Then she tried to bring up the chocolate dude. She said, why would I give a fuck about you and your relationship when you was ready to get out of the marriage anyway and get married to somebody new at the end of the year? So she is just like blasting Phaedra. Now, Phaedra didn't deny it, though. Phaedra didn't deny it. But still, now you just want to blast her out for the cameras. Really? What has she done to you so bad, Kandi? Then talk about you like you talked about her. That's basically what y'all done. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole episodes, both of them together combined. Last week was called something or another. I don't even know what last week's episode was called. Tastes Like Trouble. Based off the tasting, and this episode is called Model Behavior. I think that was called. Based off of Kairo trying to get into modeling. Yeah, that's about it. Real Housewives of Atlanta. I will go ahead and review next week. It will probably be just as uninteresting as this review is right now. But thank y'all for watching anyway. Appreciate you. I will not be doing the Love and Hip Hop New York reviews. I can't do it anymore. I can't even watch the show anymore. Like, I started watching Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. And by episode 3, I was done with it. And that's pretty much where I'm at with Love and Hip Hop New York. I can't. A show that pisses me off that bad. I ain't gonna be watching no show to get my pressure up. I don't need to watch it. I just watch the reviews. I'll go to Forest Rock's channel and watch Rock's review, random TV review. I will watch their review for that, the ghetto review, or Ashley Miller, and I will get the Love and Hip Hop story told to me in a way that I can tolerate it, because I can't tolerate watching the show no more. All right, so yeah, peace. See you next week. And I can get to go watch reviews of other people reviewing this show too. I've been holding off on them so I can do my own. All right, y'all. Peace.